Hey Biscuit Gamer viewers, it's Biscuit Gamer Steve here. We're going to do a playthrough of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. What? I know, right? It's crazy. We're going to take a step back in the past and load up a good, sexy, old-fashioned Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Now, anyone who's ever played this game knows how truly epic that this game actually is. I mean, I don't want to go so far as to say it was the first of its kind, but it was definitely the first to make this type of gameplay popular. To make a game where you make decisions that affect the world around you and the gameplay in the future. To make those kind of decisions, I mean, that's a heavy-handed burden for anybody. And then, you know, you're playing that such as in you're playing that in a game. You know, it's up until now it wasn't unheard of, but it wasn't necessarily popularized either. I mean, there were still rail games out here where no one really cared all that much. They just kind of wanted to play a game and that was it. But Star Wars came out and like, no, we're going to change this. We're going to turn it up on the side of its head. Like, we're going to make a game that's actually a lot of fun to play, and you get to do whatever you want. You know, I like the fact that you can choose between dark side or light side. The fact that you can go, you know, as evil or as good as you want. Or you can be totally neutral either way. And it's the first game, too, that I know of where it had actual input as far as how your companions would react to your decisions. I don't know of any other game that when you made a bad choice, it would have a reaction, immediate reaction, or a bad choice regardless that would have any sort of reaction whatsoever. I'm sorry, if any of you wanted to watch that, I'm sure there's tons of videos here on YouTube of people doing that whole thing. I just don't care. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, and two, when you're making these decisions, it's not just your moral physique that changes.
We've been ambushed by a stiff battle fleet. The Endar Spire is under attack. Hurry up, you don't have much time.
More evil. You can visually inspect that, yeah, you're
ensign with
kind
Republic
of an
fleet.
asshole.
I'm your bunkmate here on the
Your skin gets
Endar
really
Spire.
pale.
We work
Your skin starts to crack in a few places.
Now hurry up.
I think it
we
looks
have to find
badass.
Bastila. We have to make sure she
I've
makes it
never
off the
actually
ship
played
alive.
the whole game through as an asshole,
Bastila
so
is
I'm
the
probably
commanding
going to do
officer
that
on the
this
Endar
time
Spire.
around because I think
Well,
this
not
game,
an officer, really.
maybe
But she's
3 or
the
4
one in charge
times.
of this mission.
Well,
One of our
nothing
primary
major,
duties
but
is
I've
to
never
guarantee
played
her
it as an
survival in the
asshole,
event of an enemy
so
attack.
This time I'm going to
You
this time
swore an
around,
oath just like everyone
I'm
else
just
on
gonna
this
play it as an
mission.
asshole.
Now it's time to make good
So
on that oath.
I want to do
I've heard all
all
about
the
your
bad things I
reputation.
can. I want to
Elite
try and get as
combat
many dark
training,
side
tops
points
in
as
your class.
possible, and
It's
I'm
no
just
wonder
gonna
you were
fuck
handpicked for this
shit
mission.
up.
Word is the officers
Because I
haven't seen
can.
a recruit with your kind of
And
potential in
because
20
I don't
years.
really care about
But all that
Carthonaci's
potential doesn't mean a
opinion
thing
because
if you
he's
can't deliver
kind
your
of
soldier.
I'm
hurry
sorry. Anyone who likes Carthonaci, just go shoot yourself. Anyway, I don't know how many of you people have never played this game before, but if you haven't, oh my god, I recommend it. Truly, I do. This is one of those games, like, this game was a bar setter when it came out. I mean, you had more advanced games when this game came out. This certainly wasn't a benchmarker by any means. But it definitely set the bar for what people expect when it comes to RPGs.
Let's move out.
Up until this point, your best RPG
You'll have more
was your
success
Elder
with a
Scrolls
party than on
series,
your own.
which you still got to make decisions in, and you still got to customize your character, but it didn't have the kind of effects you see
this room
here,
is in lockdown.
where you make a
But don't worry,
choice
I've got the
and people
override
immediately
codes.
react,
You'll have to use me to unlock the door.
you have to choose between whether or not someone lives or whether or not someone dies. Now, this is the first time that I know of where that decision was put into a gamer's hands. They could feasibly
Now that the door's
decide,
open, you better take the lead again.
the virtual life of someone, whether or not it was over. And I like that.
This is Kotor.
I thought it was a very
That would
unique perspective on how video games should be. And since then, you've had, what is it?
And that door is locked. I don't have the codes to open
Star Wars Old
it.
Republic
Switch me to the
come
party
out. Same
leader so
thing.
you can use my security skills to slice
Guild
into
Wars
the
2,
access
they're
panel
doing the
and
same
open the
thing.
door.
You've got Mass Effect. All 3 Mass Effects do the same thing. So, you know, it was definitely a good idea that they did that. That these were the guys that set the bar for RPGs. I honestly don't think Mass Effect would be nearly as good as a game for me if it didn't have that
must
aspect.
be the advanced boarding party.
I like you because if in Mass Effect you're a total douchebag, like your companions will just leave you. Well, not leave you, but they won't really help you. Which makes a lot of sense. So, like, if you want to be an asshole, you have to put yourself in a team with assholes. So that way you're not going to sit there making decisions. Oh my god, you have to hear it for the next 20 fucking minutes because,
to heal our wounds.
You know, so-and-so didn't like your decision.
Before our next battle.
I mean, in this game you kind of have to do the same thing, but it's not as effective. Like, all you have to do is listen to Carthanassi, but you just click out of it, so it's fine. And you know what, let's be honest here, Carthanassi's kind of... Nobody likes Carthanassi, and I don't think anybody ever should. Because I think he is the worst video game character ever made. Every time you talk to him, he bitches and moans that his whole life has been this and that, and that nobody understands him. No, Carth, it's not that nobody understands you. It's just no one gives a fuck because you're a little bitch about it. We understand what you went through. We get that. It was hell. Yeah, you were a soldier. You had to make a lot of bad decisions. A lot of friends died. Oh my god. Shut the fuck up. I had a friend like Carthanassi in real life. The only difference is he actually didn't do any of the things that he said he did. He was just kind of a little bitch. I told him the same thing. Shut the fuck up. No one cares about your goddamn problems, Carth. No one's ever going to. So, I want you to walk away with that. Other than Carthanassi, though, I still love this game. It's a legitimately awesome game. And I'm going to try my best. I'm actually going to do a real walkthrough of this game. Right now, I'm just like trying to hurry and get through this section. I don't want to be here for it. Sure. So that's why I'm just trying to hurry through it. But once I get onto the planets, I'm going to try and do everything I can to do all of the side quests for you guys. Make sure I've got everything to complete the game out 100%. Just keep in mind, I am going to do this game as an asshole. So, having said that, there are going to be some things not available to me that might be available to you because you're not an asshole. And then vice versa, like I'll have some things that I can do that you can't because you're not an asshole, but, you know, whatever. So, I hope you enjoyed this, because I definitely enjoy making these kind of videos. Anyway.
It's a Dark Jedi! This fight is too much for us! We better stay back! All we do is get in the way! That was one of the Jedi accompanying Bastila. Damn, we could have used her help!
Man, there was only one time where I got my character, like, perfect. Like, I don't care if my dude has, like, oh, I can unlock computers, and I can do this, and I can do... I really don't give a shit, because your companions can do all of that for you. So, all you really need to focus on as the main character is just... literally just fighting. That's all you, that's your thing. Fighting. So
Bastila is not here on the bridge. They must have retreated to the escape pods. We better head that way too. The Sith want Bastila alive, but once she's off the ship, there's nothing stopping them from blasting the Endar Spire into galactic dust.
You know, when you think about it, you actually have to admit, this game... No, I take that back. Mass Effect is very similar to this game in a lot of aspects. It's the first game that allowed you to customize your character with this amount of detail that I'm aware of, except for maybe Jade Empire. Well, I think that came out a few years after this. It is the first game that allowed you to upgrade your companions, or your followers, or whatever you want to call them. So that is actually quite true. But, you know, I'm still amazed. I know this game is really old. I'm well aware of that. But I'm still amazed by how well this game looks. I mean, god damn it. I remember when this game came out. I spent a lot of time at my mother's jewelry shop, and she had a little computer there. And even back then, I was a super Star Wars fan. Like, all I knew was that this was Star Wars.
Another Dark Jedi! I'll try to hold him off. You get to the escape pods.
The computer we were playing on didn't have a good enough graphics card. So I had to go out and convince my mother to buy a new graphics card. And I installed it, and I got everything to work. And I started playing this game, and oh my god, it blew my mind then, and it still blows my mind now. Like, it's just a phenomenal game.
This is Carthel Nassi on your personal communicator. I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life back.
So... Woot! Yeah. I appreciate good solid games. If it's a solid game, I'm going to continue playing it like this game here. If it can stand up to my test of time, I consider it a good game for most people, because I'm usually quite picky about things. I'm picky about my cars, I'm picky about my video games, my movies, my appliances. I hold my shit to usually unreasonable standards.
And use the Endar Spire security
This game
systems against the
exceeds
Sith.
it. So, here, actually, if you're interested, you may not be, but I want to tell you anyway. If you're interested, you can actually do both things here. You can hotwire the computer to do what it's about to do, kill all those people like I just did with the computer spikes you pick up from that box I was just at. And if you don't go through that door, in fact, if you do go through the door, whichever, you can come over here to this droid, and you can repair the droid. So, but obviously you can't do the whole thing, unless you have one more computer spike, which I don't. It's a little bit upsetting. But you can do both of those, and you actually get XP from doing both of those. Which is not a lot of XP, but it does help you level just a little bit faster, which I like. And anything that helps you level a bit faster is pretty good for me. I think the level cap of this game is 20, if I'm not mistaken. Also, you want to hold on to this prototype vibroblade. I know it seems pretty weak right now, but you can upgrade this throughout the game, and it becomes an incredibly, incredibly powerful weapon. Anyway, that's my limit for the first stage of these videos. If you like what you see, there will be more to come. Just remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our videos. That way we know that you want to see more. So don't forget about us, and I hope you have a happy time gaming. See you later, my friends.